Have you ever wanted a character that's really simple but extra powerful? Perhaps one that even loves burgers? Well, then you're in luck because Soldier Zero Anby is coming to Zenless Zone 0 next in just a couple of days. What's even better, that in this patch of Zenless Zone 0, if you're a new player, you can get up to 70 pulls and 70 boopons just from doing events and free rewards. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna break down everything about Soldier Zero Anby. Everything from her full kit, her value as a meta unit, her team synergies, and of course, her best build. Just a quick reminder, all of the content in this video is from the creator beta server, and may be subject to change for the full launch, although pretty minor. Thank you to HoYoverse for granting early access, and now let's talk about our burger-loving Soldier Zero Anby. Soldier Zero Anby is our upcoming S-rank electric attack unit featuring a brand new mechanic called Aftershock. In fact, all three characters from this patch, Anby, Pulchra, and Trigger, hail in this new mechanic. Basically, Aftershock just refers to off-field follow-up attacks. If you've seen that full early access Pulchra guide, you'll continually see her attack the enemy even while your main DPS is on the field. This is where Soldier Zero Anby shines, because she wants to be on the field for so long, continually doing damage and stacking up her two main important concepts, which we'll talk about right now. First is the Silver Star mark, indicated by this little indicator on the enemy. Anytime Soldier Zero Anby hits an enemy, they will be marked with Silver Star, and it will charge this mark with this little white portion. As we'll see when we talk about the individual moves, she actually does increase damage to Silver Star enemies. Plus, make sure to notice these 3 pips along the way. For each of these charge levels gained, you'll receive 1 stack of White Thunder, up to the max 3. When you have all 3 stacks of White Thunder, you can trigger Thunder Smite, which will count as Aftershock damage, by pressing the special attack button 3 times. This is indicated by that lightning strike you'll see really frequently in these gameplay videos, and is the bulk of Soldier Zero Anby's damage. In short, Soldier Zero Anby wants to be on the field, dialing up this White Thunder meter to get those 3 stacks, pressing special attack 3 times in a row to trigger Thunder Smite. Indeed, that's all it really takes to pick up Anby and use her amazing combat loop. But let's break this down into her full kit, starting with the core passives. Core passive Voltage Gap increases Soldier Zero Anby's damage against those enemies with Silver Star by 25%. Additionally, when the enemy is marked with Silver Star, crit damage received from Aftershock attacks is further increased by 30% of Soldier Zero Anby's crit damage. Basically, as long as the enemy has Silver Star, Anby will get 25% damage, and your whole team's Aftershock damage will increase pretty tremendously. Additional ability Voltage Surge will activate when another character in the squad is a stun or support character. For free, Anby's crit rate will increase by 10%. However, when she is the active character, which she should be most of the time anyway, all squad members' Aftershock damage to enemies with Silver Star still increases by another 25%. I think you can already see how OP the Anby Pulchra Trigger team will be in the second half of the patch, but let's break it down even further to all of her skills. Basic attack Penetrating Shock will perform up to 5 slashes ahead, dealing electric damage. Additionally, after the 4th attack hits the enemy, you can repeatedly press or hold the button to quickly pass through enemies up to 5 times. This is an exceptional way to rack up that White Thunder meter on that Silver Star mark, and will be one of the most common moves you use. Anby's regular special attack, Celestial Thunder, doesn't get used nearly as much, and will dash diagonally forward, unleashing a cross slash, dealing electric damage. The main reason this skill won't get used is because of special attack Azure Flash. Remember that you want to get all 3 charge stacks of White Thunder on the enemy. When you press the special attack button after all 3 stacks are accumulated, you get Azure Flash. When you use this attack 3 times in a row, you triggered that Thunder Smite we talked about a little bit earlier. Remember that this is the most important part of Soldier Zero Anby's kit, and will be the bulk of her damage. EX Special Attack Sundering Bolt is also pretty important, because it will instantly fully charge the Silver Star meter. All of Anby's dodges, assists, and her chain attack aren't anything out of the usual, and will be pretty similar to most characters, but they'll all deal electric damage. When your decibel rating is at 3000 aka max, you know what time it is. Press Q to activate Ultimate Void Strike. This will perform a powerful series of slashes at a large area in front of Anby, followed by a lightning strike all dealing massive electric damage. Plus, just like the EX special, this will fully charge Silver Star. With all of these different ways to charge up the Silver Star mark, you can start seeing really cool combos and fun gameplay from Anby. Since she has such quick, strong strikes, she can chain between different enemies pretty fluidly. One of my favorite combos to use on her is to activate Thunder Smite after having a fully charged Silver Star mark, then using EX Special to do it again, and then you can use Ultimate to do it another time. As if this wasn't enough damage, Anby provides even more of a role in these Aftershock teams. Aside from her high damage output, she instantly buffs every team member's Aftershock damage. The full Aftershock team of Soldier Zero Anby, Pulchra, and Trigger will probably become the best team in the game. But in the meantime, let's dive into that team synergy section, starting with her best available partner currently, Pulchra. If you want any specifics on Pulchra, make sure you watch her full early access guide on this channel. For the TLDR version of Pulchra, just know that she enters her Hunter's Gate state and provides a lot of Aftershock days and damage while she's off the field and Anby is on the field. But here's the biggest mistake I made while testing Anby, and I want to share it so you guys don't have the same issue I did. Basically, while I was testing all these different squads, I tried to have a more on-field stun kind of team, as we saw in the past with our other DPS agents. But this doesn't really fly with Anby's core gameplay loop. The more time that other characters are on the field, the less damage you're doing overall, especially because you won't be getting that Silver Star mark charge. You also won't be getting any of those awesome core buffs that Anby provides for her Aftershock team. Once I started using the more optimal gameplay of leaving Anby on the field, utilizing dodge attacks, and charging the Silver Star mark more, my damage went up tremendously. Anyway, we already know her best team will be the full Aftershock Soldier Zero Anby, Trigger, and Pulchra. For now though, her best team will feature Astra Yao in the third slot, as most of our strong teams do. Astra's sheer amount of strong buffs just really works for any character, and Soldier Zero Anby is no different. However, you can also use this as kind of a third slot flex. If you don't have or aren't using Astra Yao, the next best options would be Rina and Nicole. But here's where things get a little bit more interesting in double stun team compositions. As much as I really wanted Soldier Zero Anby, Pulchra, Qingyi to work out, it's not as fluid as it will be with Trigger instead of Qingyi. In fact, you're better off having that pseudo-stun support team with Caesar as the third instead. It really just boils down to Anby not really wanting to share the on-field time with any other character, aside from a few seconds to activate Hunter's Gate state for Pulchra, or some other examples like that. But now it's finally time to talk about her full best build. We'll start with the W engines, and this is actually my recommendation to get the signature over Mindscape 1. Soldier Zero Anby's best in slot W engine will of course be the signature made for her, Severed Innocence. You'll instantly get 48% crit damage just from the additional stat. As for the OP effect, you get another 30% crit damage for free. Whenever you land a basic, special, or aftershock, you'll gain 1 stack of a new buff. Each stack will increase the equipper's crit damage by another 10%, stacking up to 3 times, lasting for 30 seconds. When you have all 3 of these stacks, the equipper's electric damage will also increase by 20%. In other words, at max level of this W engine and max stacks of that new buff, you will have 108% crit damage for free, as well as a 20% electric damage increase. But don't forget that Anby also provides a huge aftershock damage buff to her entire team based on her crit damage. I think you can see why this engine is so good and so valuable. If you don't have Severed Innocence, your next best option for S ranks is the Brimstone, which will perform very well because Anby's on the field for so long. There's also a couple of really good A rank W engine options, such as Marketo Desire and the Battle Pass Cannon Rotor. Moving on to the disk drives, the best in slot for her will be the only 4-piece she should ever be using, Shadow Harmony. This will increase the damage of Aftershock and dash attacks by 15%, and when you hit either of these moves, if the damage is the same as the equipper's attribute, for instance electric damage with Soldier Zero Anby, you can gain up to 3 stacks of a buff effect, which will equal a 12% attack increase as well as a 12% crit rate increase. lasting for 15 seconds. As for 2 pieces, you actually have plenty of different options. We want to maximize crit damage as much as we can on Anby for those buffs, as well as her own personal damage. In this sense, her best 2-piece should either be Branch and Blade Song, or Woodpecker Electro if you need the crit rate. However, Hormone Punk and Thunder Metal 2-piece are equally fine if you have really good substats. You can even run Puffer Electro 2-piece if you're running Rena on your team in that 3rd flex slot. As for the optimal main stats, slot 4 should be crit damage or crit rate, slot 5 should be electric damage bonus, although you can get away with that pen ratio with Rena on the team, or attack percent with really good substats, and slot 6 should always be attack percent. Substats follow the same kind of method, with crit damage being equal to crit rate, then attack percent, then flat attack equaling pen, and then the rest. As for our cute little helper friends, the Bang Boos, with an electric focus team, use Plug Boo, although I actually still liked Snap and Butler for their energy regen. Now let's discuss Anby's Mindscapes, and then we can talk about how valuable she is as a unit. Mindscape 1 says when Soldier Zero Anby uses EX Special to hit an enemy, it'll trigger the additional damage from White Thunder 3 consecutive times, and it will not consume any White Thunder stacks. Basically meaning you can increase the aftershock frequency and a straightforward damage bonus from Anby. As if she needed any more, Mindscape 2 instantly buffs Anby's crit rate by 12%. When she uses her ultimate, she'll gain 6 stacks of Thunder's Cry, which will be used instead of White Thunder stacks when activating that special attack Azure Flash. Basically, Anby will be able to trigger up to 9 consecutive dash attacks for that Thunder Smite. Mindscape 4 is a 12% target electric resistance debuff when hitting enemies with Silver Star, and Mindscape 6 will deal 1000% of Soldier Zero Anby's attack as electric damage when triggering 6 instances of White Thunder's damage. In other words, apparently burgers give Anby the ability to turn into a nuke. So let's summarize all of Soldier Zero Anby by talking about her value in the meta. If you plan on pulling Trigger, you will absolutely want to have Soldier Zero Anby and vice versa. All 3 of the characters this patch function as one strong, unbeatable team. They provide immense synergy with each other, but Anby also wants to have that spotlight. This can lead to some team synergy problems with units like Ching Yi who want to be on the field for equally as long. However, she still has plenty of other teams after this Aftershock team. But remember that we will also have that 7-day sign-in event, which will give us those 10 rolls, as well as those 10 Boo Pawns. Plus, if you're a new player, you'll also get those 1600 Polychromes, 40 standard tickets, as well as 65 more Boo Pawns, just for completing the Road to Proxy Greatness. Anyway, all of that was just to show that we get enough rewards where you should absolutely be polling for Anby. She has a really fun core loop, provides a lot of value for pretty much any account, and is actually pretty future-proof as well, especially with the release of Trigger. But I want to hear from all of you guys and what you think about Soldier Zero Anby. Are you going to be pulling for her? Let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to discuss her with all of you. Like this video if it helped in any way, and I can't wait to provide more early access guides for you in the future characters. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those. In the meantime, good luck on your Soldier Zero Anby pulls, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.